U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife, Usha Vance, were welcomed by French President Emmanuel Macron and First Lady Brigitte Macron during a working lunch in Paris on Tuesday. The meeting took place at the Grand Palais as part of the Artificial Intelligence AI Action Summit. For the occasion, Second Lady Usha Vance wore a slate gray V-neck dress from Favorite Daughter, featuring pleated detailing on the bodice and long sleeves. She completed her look with a pair of sophisticated Manolo Blahnik BB70 pointed toe pumps in luxurious navy suede, adding a refined and polished touch to her ensemble. J.D. Vance complimented his wife's look with a navy blue suit, a crisp white button-down, and a red tie, subtly nodding to the colors of both the American and French flags. While welcoming the U.S. officials, Brigitte Macron sported her classic signature look in a light blue coat with a matching midi dress, while Emmanuel Macron wore a navy blue suit with a coordinating tie. This moment brought back memories of past diplomatic exchanges, particularly in 2018, when President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump hosted French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte Macron for a two-day visit to Washington, D.C. On that occasion, Melania showcased her signature dramatic glamour while welcoming the Macrons to the White House. On the first day, she opted for a sleek Givenchy ensemble, pairing a tuxedo-style cape with a classic little black dress. The sleeveless cape, featuring glossy lapels, was a subtle nod to France, as the esteemed fashion house was founded in 1952 by Hubert de Givenchy. The statement piece retailed for $2,790. The following day, the former model chose a crisp white skirt suit, custom-made by American designer Michael Kors. She completed the look with a hat by Hervé Pierre, the designer behind her iconic inaugural gown. For the state dinner, she paid tribute to France once again, wearing an exquisite haute couture gown by Chanel. The shimmering, structured design featured sheer details, exuding elegance. She finished the look with silver heels from Christian Louboutin, one of her favorite designers. Returning to the present, this trip marks the second family's first official visit abroad since taking office. Upon arrival in Paris, Usha Vance made an impression with her sophisticated all-black ensemble, complete with matching heels. Leading the way off Air Force 2, she held hands with her 4-year-old son Vivek. Just behind her, J.D. Vance, dressed in a blue suit, descended the steps with their eldest son, 7-year-old Ewan, who walked independently, while the vice president carried their 3-year-old daughter, Mirabelle, in his arms. On Wednesday evening, Vice President J.D. Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance visited the Notre Dame de Paris Cathedral with their children. Usha elegantly donned the Machiavelli coat. Usha Vance has consistently showcased a keen sense of fashion. Earlier this year, she made a statement at the vice president's dinner, hosted by the Trump-Vance Inaugural Committee, wearing a custom Oscar de la Renta strapless velvet gown, adorned with asymmetric floral accents. She accessorized minimally, opting for stud earrings and an elegant updo to highlight the gown's sweetheart neckline. Embracing her Indian heritage, Usha chose a striking violet, corded Gaurav Gupta gown for the pre-inauguration candlelight dinner. For the wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery, she returned to classic elegance in an all-white Sergio Hudson dress and coat. During the inaugural ceremony, she selected another Oscar de la Renta creation, this time in bubblegum pink. The cashmere trench coat featured padded shoulders, full-length sleeves with folded cuffs, a flowing silhouette, and a wrap scarf-style neckline, which she stylishly twisted around her neck. A matching belt cinched the waist, securing the scarf in place. She paired the coat with a mid-length matching dress from Oscar de la Renta and Manolo Blahnik Lena suede boots in nude, accessorizing with Deepa Gurnani Leora beaded flower drop earrings. Her salt and pepper hair was styled in a sleek side-parted bun, complementing her minimal makeup, which featured feathered brows, pink lips, and flushed cheeks. For the inaugural ball, Usha Vance embraced a more playful aesthetic, stepping out in a stunning powder blue gown with symmetrical shimmer details from Lebanese fashion house Reem Akra, marking a stylish departure from her typically structured choices. Continuing her refined style, she wore a chic white ensemble to the National Prayer Service at Washington National Cathedral on January 21st, where she was accompanied by President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. At the event, Melania wore Prada, while Usha opted for favorite daughter's the Nita dress in ivory. Throughout her time in the public eye, Usha Vance has made numerous notable fashion statements. At the Republican National Convention, she turned heads in a cobalt blue off-the-shoulder outfit. For the vice presidential debate, she opted for a bow-adorned maroon jumpsuit. During Donald Trump's victory speech, she stunned in an elegant black off-the-shoulder evening gown, embodying timeless sophistication. With her effortless style and ability to blend classic elegance with contemporary fashion, Usha Vance continues to make a mark on the national stage. Usha Vance, a life rooted in hard work. As she stood beside her husband James David Vance, watching him take the oath as Vice President of the United States, Usha Vance made history, not just as the first Indian American Second Lady, but as a woman stepping into the national spotlight in her own right. Shortly after the inauguration, President Donald Trump spoke at the Capitol and couldn't help but sing Usha's praises. "She's smarter than her husband," he joked, even as he praised J.D. Vance's political success. "I watched J.D. over a period of time. I endorsed him in Ohio. He was a great senator and a very, very smart one," Trump said before adding with a grin, "The only one smarter is his wife." Then with his signature humor he added, "I would have chosen her, but somehow the line of succession didn't work that way, right?" At 39, Usha Vance brings her own impressive credentials to the national stage. Raised in San Diego by immigrant parents from India, she grew up in a home that valued hard work, education, and discipline. Her mother, a biologist, is now the provost at the University of California, San Diego, and her father is an engineer. Despite coming from very different backgrounds, J.D. growing up poor in Ohio and Usha in a stable middle-class home, their love story is proof that the American dream can take many different paths. That J.D. and I could meet at all, let alone fall in love and marry, is a testament to this great country, she said in her speech at the Republican National Convention. It is also a testament to J.D. In a Fox News interview last June, Usha talked about how faith played a major role in her upbringing. "My parents are Hindu, and that is one of the things that made them such good parents, that made them really good people," she said. "And so, I have seen the power of that." Her deep respect for religion became even more meaningful when J.D., who had drifted from Christianity, credited her with helping him reconnect with his faith. Usha's academic and professional achievements speak for themselves. She earned her undergraduate degree from Yale, then won a prestigious Gates Cambridge scholarship to study at the University of Cambridge, where she completed a master's in philosophy. She later returned to Yale for law school, where she met J.D. Their love story began in law school, where they were assigned as writing partners. J.D. recalls falling for her almost immediately. "In a place that always seemed a little foreign, Usha's presence made me feel at home," he wrote in his 2016 memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. In a 2017 interview with NBC, Usha admitted she first noticed J.D., then just a friend, because of his work ethic. "He would show up for these 9 a.m. appointments that I set for us to work on the brief together," she said with a laugh. The two graduated in 2013, got married the following year, and now live in Cincinnati, Ohio with their 3 kids, Ewan, Vivek, and Mirabelle. After law school, Usha landed 2 of the most prestigious clerkships in the legal world. She first worked for Justice Brett Kavanaugh before his Supreme Court appointment when he was a federal judge. Then she clerked for Chief Justice John Roberts on the Supreme Court. Until recently, Usha worked as a litigation associate at Munger, Tolles & Olson, a top-tier law firm that has represented corporate giants like Berkshire Hathaway, Bank of America, and PG&E. Court records show she also represented a division of the Walt Disney Company and the Regents of the University of California. A spokesperson for Munger described her as an excellent lawyer and colleague. J.D. Vance has never been shy about how much he admires his wife. Looking back on their early days, he recalled being struck by her confidence. "The thing I remember about Usha is how completely forward and confident with herself she was," he said in a 2017 interview. In Hillbilly Elegy, he wrote about how much she's shaped his life, not just in career success but in personal growth. "Even at my best, I'm a delayed explosion. I can be defused, but only with skill and precision," he wrote. "It's not just that I've learned to control myself, but that Usha has learned how to manage me." On the Megyn Kelly Show podcast in 2020, J.D. admitted that his wife keeps him grounded. "Usha definitely brings me back to earth a little bit. If I ever get too cocky or a little too proud, I just remind myself that she is way more accomplished than I am." he said with a smile. Usha Vance may have stepped into the national stage as the Second Lady of the United States, but she is far from just a political spouse. She is a brilliant legal mind, a devoted mother, and as JD himself puts it, the real powerhouse in their home. Her story is not just about personal success. It's about what's possible in a country that rewards ambition, intellect, and perseverance. And as she steps into this new chapter in the White House, one thing is clear. Usha Vance isn't just standing beside history, she's shaping it.